coyote, God's dog, ruthless killer, part of nature's scheme. The American Indian, the rancher, the naturalist, each has his own image of the coyote. In truth, no one knows the complete coyote. Once found only on the prairies and deserts of North America, the coyote now ranges from the Arctic to the tropics. In each habitat, the coyote is different, his hunting habits and social structure molded by the surroundings. In most habitats, the family consists of a mated pair and its young. But in those parks and refuges of the West, where large mammals winter, biologists are discovering another kind of coyote. A coyote that lives in packs and defends territory. Here, the family structure is much like that of the wolf. In Yellowstone National Park, there is a valley where large herds of bison still roam. In this valley, drained by the Lamar River, the coyote lives in packs and defends territory, just as he may have on the plains of the past. Secure in their size and number, bison move freely. They are little concerned with the coyote pack. The newest members of this pack have just spent the first 3 weeks of their lives in a warm, dark den. And now in early May, they see light and other life for the first time. For the next 3 months, they will depend completely upon the adult members of the pack for their food and their protection. The pups are seldom left alone. A black bear and her newborn cub have been detected on the treeless slope below the den. Encounters between bears and coyotes still occur in the Lamar Wilderness. Because both are defending their young, this meeting is especially violent. There are no trees for the cub to climb. Coyote moves in and steals the cub. In this confrontation, 6 coyotes work together to achieve a common goal. Only in recent years has such complex social cooperation been documented. The coyote pack consists of a mated pair and their offspring of previous years. Normally, the mated pair leads the pack and feeds the young. Remaining adults help defend the pack's den, territory, and food sources. Soon after birth, coyote pups begin to learn the skills they will need to survive in the Lamar Valley. Solitary pursuits prepare the young for the independence necessary for individual survival. Interactive play prepares them for the social cooperation vital for pack unity. Some biologists theorize that coyotes howl to establish territorial rights. After the group howl, the adults move off to hunt and mark off the pack's territory. The size of the territory is determined by the availability of winter food, usually in the form of carrion. In the Lamar Valley, since moose and other large mammals are abundant, territories are small, about 4 square miles. Grassy meadows harbor a dependable supply of mice, ground squirrels, and other rodents. These provide the pack with the bulk of its summer diet. Possessing an acute sense of smell, sharp vision, and keen hearing, the coyote is a finely tuned hunter. Agile enough to catch mice, strong enough to kill large mammals when conditions allow, he is the best example of a generalist predator. Dens are relocated 4 or 5 times during the summer. With each new location, the pup's world expands, providing new learning experiences. During the day, adult pack members return with mice, ground squirrels, and bones for their fast-growing young. They often carry the food in their stomachs and regurgitate it on cue before the begging pups. It is now late August, and the pack is no longer using a den. In the company of adults, the nearly full-grown pups sharpen their hunting skills on small rodents and learn the pack's territorial boundaries along the rivers and streams. Social bonds are constantly reinforced. When a sibling rejoins the pack, a wild greeting tells him and the other members of the pack that all are welcome here. The process of reaching maturity is a gradual one. Even now, almost full-grown, these young coyotes still depend upon the adults for some of their food. Teeming grasshoppers now comprise an important source of food for all pack members. The grasshoppers will provide dependable, if meager, nourishment until long after the leaves have fallen. Glaciated ponds in the Lamar Valley add another dimension to the coyote's habitat. Fish scraps left by an otter, eggs of marsh birds, and occasionally a mired elk or deer offer additional food opportunities. Coyotes possess one of the most complex communication systems of any mammal in North America. The song dog uses a myriad of postures and vocalizations, blending one into another to communicate subtle overtones of aggression and submission, perhaps even joy and sorrow. Eyes, ears, mouth, legs, tail. Each is a means of expression for the coyote. Members of the pack align themselves into a hierarchy based on dominance. A dominant coyote announces his social position with arched back, gaping mouth, and outthrust leg. Effective communication eliminates the need for physical fighting. For the individual, injury is avoided. For the pack, unity is maintained. Organized pack hunts are rare in the Lamar Valley, for even in packs, the 30-pound coyotes are no match for healthy elk and bison. When neither rodents nor carrion is available, coyotes may turn to smaller hooved animals. The coyote tests a band of bighorn sheep for weakened members. With nearby cliffs for refuge, the sheep are content to watch. Winter weather is very important in controlling animal populations. The ground squirrels and grasshoppers of summer are gone, and mice now feed under a protective layer of snow. The coyote who has not perfected the fine art of mousing in snow may perish, for it is the occasional mouse that tides the coyote over. It is now December. The northern Yellowstone elk herd is completing its migration from the surrounding mountains to the Lamar Valley. During harsh winters, many of the young and the old die and provide ample food for all members of the coyote pack. With little competition for food, juveniles and low-ranking adults remain in the territory. When few carcasses are available, however, weaker pack members must leave or perish. In the Lamar Valley, the large herds of elk and bison not only determine the size of the coyote pack, but also shape its behavior. Deep snows force elk and bison to forage together on the valley floor. Although old carcasses offer little food to the scavenging coyote, they pose no risk of injury. Coyotes return daily to gnaw away the last bits of flesh of this bull elk. Here in the snowbound Lamar Valley, little is wasted. Out of death comes life. When food is scarce, competition between coyotes can be intense. The river, though bridged by ice, still serves as an invisible barrier to adjacent coyote packs. This barrier is marked by the coyote's signature, urine in the snow. Because the pack's survival depends upon its defense of this territory and of the carcasses within, warning signs along the boundaries are kept fresh. The coyote is adaptable. When carrion is scarce, he investigates other possibilities. Fish are not usually part of the coyote's diet, but this coyote is quick to cross an ice bridge to reach an otter and its fish. The trickster of Indian legend must now be especially crafty if he is to steal the otter's catch. The task will not be easy. Competing coyotes must first be kept away. To complicate matters, the otter itself is quite capable of defending its food. Here, the coyote demonstrates many of the characteristics which have made him the most successful large predator in North America. Flexibility, toughness, intelligence, endurance. In the Lamar Valley of Yellowstone National Park, the howl of the coyote echoes down the corridors of time. It reminds us of a time when the prairies of North America were filled with wildlife, of a time when the coyote may well have lived throughout the plains as he does now in this valley. The song dog belongs here. His voice blends with the voices of predator and prey alike in the intricate harmony of the Lamar Valley wilderness.